All right, what's going on, dudes? As usual, hope your weekend's going well. So I don't have that many updates for you this time around, and because of that, I thought I'd do something a little bit out of the ordinary. So if you Google search my channel name, CaptainSparklez, one of the top results that comes up is for a website called Wattpad, is I think how you pronounce it. And people use it to host their fan fiction stuff, and there are some on there that are about me. So I went and I chose one that was kind of short because some of them are like 30 pages long, which is super gnarly, and it would take a really long time to read that. Too long for a vlog. So I tried to find one that was just a page or two, and I think I found one that should suit our purpose all right. And I thought I would do a little bit of narration. So I've got my laptop in my lap, and I'm going to read us all a story that involves me and someone else named Clara Smith. That is the other main character. It's written from her point of view. And let's begin, shall we? My name is Clara Smith. I'm currently on my way to Santa Barbara, California. The reason I am moving is because I was discovered. I was born with powers. Most people would think, oh, awesome, powers. No, to me it is a curse. Because if anybody finds out who I am, I have to drop everything and leave. You can't have connections with anyone. Oh, my powers include healing and super strength. I do not go out of my way to help people, because instead of saying, oh, thanks for saving my life, I'd probably say thanks for saving my life. They go and tell the police. So that is what led me here to California. Anyways, back to the present. As I was driving through California, I saw Starbucks. You know, I could use a cup of coffee. I pulled into the parking lot and got out of my car. When I walked inside, I got in line and got my coffee and sat down. I pulled out my laptop, much like I have now, and began searching for an apartment because I didn't have time to look for one before I left. As I was searching the interwebs, I saw someone sit down across from me. "Can I help you?" I asked, looking up from a computer. This is me talking. You just look lonely, so I came to say hi. Usually I will say hi to people when I'm at Starbucks, you know, that's how I roll. The guy that came up to me was about 20, so close to my age. He had dark brown hair that went up in a small quiff, and he had chocolate brown eyes. Well, hi. My name is Clara Smith, I said, smiling. "Nice to meet you, Clara." I should do like different voices here. Well, me for my voice, but then, well, hi, my name is Clara Smith. Nice to meet you, Clara. My name is Jordan Marin. James Bond, he said while shaking my hand. "So what are you looking at?" he asked while looking at my computer screen. I am a nosy one, aren't I? "I'm looking for an apartment to live in, and I think I found one," I said triumphantly. "Hey, I live in those same apartments. We'll be neighbors." "Oh boy. Well, could you show me where they are, because I'm very new to California," I said. "Sure, let's go," he said, getting up to leave. After we threw our stuff away, we went out to our cars and headed to the apartment. Okay, that's page 1. Let's move on to page 2, which is titled, "Do You Believe Me Now?" Okay. This page seems to be a lot longer than the first, so we have much more of the story to go. All right, here we go. This is titled Clara's POV. I was on the way to mine and Jordan's apartment complex. He was driving in front while I was following him. When we were stopped at a red light, when we were stopped at a red light when I had a vision. Yes, my powers also include seeing into the future type visions. I was sitting at the red light. This is the vision being described here. It's in italics. I was sitting at the red light with Jordan in front of me. He was hanging his hand out the window when he dropped his phone that he was holding onto the pavement. Generally, like, not a good idea probably to hold your phone out the window just while you're driving. I don't know. But anyway, I guess I was doing it. And I dropped the phone that I was holding. So I got out of my car to pick it up when a red pickup truck barreled into me and ran me over. In other words, don't dangle your phone out the window of your car or you might die. Good lesson here. Okay, and that's the end of the vision. All right. I quickly looked up at Jordan's car and waited for his phone to fall out of his hand, and sure enough, it did. He opened the door to get out, and when I saw it, I saw the truck in the distance. I got out of the car as fast as I could and jumped in front of Jordan, covering him with my body. The truck slammed into us, full force, but since I had super strength, it didn't hurt me much. This would be a useful person to have around me. Or even more useful, actually, to be her, but then she said superpowers aren't really good. So anyway, back to the story. I released a full breath. I didn't realize I was holding and looked at Jordan. He looked confused and shocked, all at the same time. I grabbed his hand and dragged him to my car, since he didn't have much of a car anymore, and sat him in the passenger seat while I slid into the... Oh, okay, so the car hit my car. I thought the car just straight up like sideswiped me and then just demolished me as I was out of it. But I guess it just head on me or something. Okay, so I sat down in the passenger seat and she slid into the driver's seat. What just happened? A pale-faced, shocked-looking Jordan asked. I just saved your life. Your damn life. That's what happened. I mumbled. Jordan didn't say any more as he looked out the window. We finally arrived at the apartments. I got out of the car and went to Jordan's side of the car. I opened his door, and he got out. We got to his apartment when I realized she realized there was a long, deep gash on my calf. Ouch, that looks painful, I said as I sat him down. It actually is, he said, wincing when I propped it up. I went and got some gauze and disinfectant to wrap it up. I would use my healing powers, but I didn't feel like being discovered. It seems like if the truck rammed into her, it would have been like, holy crap, how did you survive that? But anyway, not going to question it. All right. I would use my healing powers, but I didn't feel like being discovered. When I was wrapping up his leg, he asked the million-dollar question. I jumped the gun here. Clara, how did you not get crushed by that truck? I saw you in front of me, and the truck ran full into you. How are you not dead? What are you? He asked in a rush. Everything around me seemed to go in slow motion. How do I answer this question? Will he just blab on me like everyone else? I sighed. I may as well tell him. I will tell you, on one condition, I said, holding up my index finger to show emphasis on one. Okay, just tell me, he said, turning pale. You can't freak out, and just keep an open mind, and don't tell anybody what I am about to tell you, I said, putting my pointer finger to his chest. I won't. You have my word, he said, holding his hand onto his chest. I sighed. I was born with these powers, I said, not sure if this is a good idea, but continued anyways. I was born with them and have no clue how I got them or where they came from. I have healing, super strength, and I get visions allowing me to see the future. I didn't get hurt because my super strength also comes with very good durability. I looked up when I finished to see Jordan's face drained of any color whatsoever, and his mouth was hanging open. He had 3 expressions written all over his face: shock, disbelief, and confusion. I don't believe you, he said, looking down at his hands. I didn't expect you to, so I will just have to show you, I said. Jordan looked at me with a scared expression as I grabbed his calf that was injured. I closed my eyes and concentrated on healing the torn flesh. I opened my eyes and watched as a silver glow emitted from my hand and onto the wound. Jordan started to squirm away, but I looked at him and said, I looked at him with a "don't move or I will break your arm off" kind of look. Holy crap. That made him sit still. I looked at the wound once more and directed my attention back to the wound. The ripped muscle molded together, the torn nerves weaved back into place, and This sounds like my leg almost just fell off there, and I was walking on it. The ripped muscle molded back into place, the torn nerves weaved back into place, and the ragged flesh bounded once more. And when I was done, I looked at Jordan. Do you believe me now? I said. I got up and walked to the door, turned the knob, and went down the front desk to ask about my new apartment. The lady looked up and smiled at me, telling me the do's and don'ts of owning an apartment in the complex, and I just kind of zoned out. And when she finished her rambling, I gave her my first payment in exchange for the room key. I trudged up the stairs and to my apartment door. I slid the key in and opened the door to see that, surprisingly, the place was already furnished. So I walked into the bedroom and flopped down on my bed. Right when my head hit the pillow, I was out cold. And thus concludes, what is the title again? Why Me? A CaptainSparklez fanfiction. So, hope you enjoyed that. Well, actually, I should give all credit to the author because, yeah, it was a fun read. I'm trying to see if I can get an author name here. It doesn't look like there is one. One sec. I'm trying to find this really quickly. Let's see. It's by, well, the username is GiraffeLover238. So thank you for writing that. Feel free to let me know if you think I should read more fan fictions in the future. And, yeah. That said, thanks for watching, dudes. And I'll see you next time.